Today we are taking a look at Konata Izumi from Lucky Star. This is the Konata Izumi figure in the Trio-Try-iT figure line by FuRyu. Lucky Star is a slice-of-life comedy centered on everyday conversations, school life, and the relaxed humor of a group of high school girls. Within that story, Konata is known for her laid-back personality, sharp humor, and strong interest in anime, games, and otaku culture. That easygoing attitude and playful presence make her one of the most memorable characters in the series. Today's highlights for this figure are the familiar school uniform look, the chocolate cornet held in one hand, and the energetic pose created by the skirt and flowing hair. The first highlight is the familiar school uniform look. The white top, pink collar, chest ribbon, and pink skirt come together as one clear outfit, making the character easy to recognize right away. The thin white lines on the collar, cuffs, and skirt hem connect the upper and lower sections, while the chest ribbon gives the center of the body a clear focal point. The second highlight is the chocolate cornet in one hand. The rounded bread part and the chocolate cream at the tip are separated clearly, so the small food accessory is easy to notice. The fingers are placed around the outside of the cornet, and because it sits at the end of the lowered arm, it becomes a strong finishing point for the pose. The third highlight is the energetic pose. One arm reaches high while the other arm stretches outward, giving the whole figure a cheerful and active feeling. The skirt tilts with the body and spreads out around the waist, while the long blue hair flows behind the figure and helps create a strong sense of movement. This channel brings you figure reviews and anime merchandise updates straight from Japan. If you enjoyed this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. The face is small and rounded, with the open mouth placed near the center of the expression. The large green eyes become the main focus of the face, with black upper eyelid lines and round white highlights inside them. A small black beauty mark sits below one eye, and it gives the cheek area a clear character point. The mouth is open in a simple rounded shape with a pale pink color inside. Together with the raised arm, this expression gives the figure a bright and cheerful feeling. The blue hair is divided into several parts around the face. From the front, the bangs fall over the upper part of the face, and some strands overlap the area near the eyes. The outer strands move along the sides of the face, so the face is framed by more than one layer of hair. The pointed ends of the front strands keep the forehead area from looking too plain, and they also guide the eye down toward the eyes and mouth. At the top of the head, a short strand of hair rises upward and forms a large loop. This creates a very strong shape above the head and makes the upper silhouette easy to recognize. On the backside, the long hair flows down from the back of the head in one broad mass before separating into several strands near the lower end. Some of those strands curve outward while others fall behind the body. Because the front hair, side hair, and back hair all move in different directions, the head does not feel flat. The hair adds movement around the face and continues that movement down toward the body. The upper body is built around the white school uniform top with the pink collar, the chest ribbon, the striped cuffs, and the chocolate cornet arranged around it. At the neck, the skin area appears inside the white top. Over that, the pink collar sits clearly, with thin white lines running along the edge. This creates a clean change from the neck to the collar and then to the front of the uniform. At the center of the chest, the pink ribbon gathers into a knot. The hanging ends spread downward over the front of the white top, so the ribbon works as the main detail in the middle of the upper body. The lower edge of the white top projects slightly outward above the skirt. This creates a clear step between the white upper layer and the pink lower section. The raised arm extends upward from the shoulder. The long white sleeve continues toward the wrist, where it changes into a pink cuff. The cuff has several thin white lines around it, so the end of the sleeve is easy to separate from the hand. The raised hand opens its fingers wide, and the line from the wrist to the fingertips continues upward with a lively direction. The other arm opens outward from the body and leads toward the chocolate cornet. The sleeve again changes into a pink cuff before reaching the hand. The fingers are placed along the outside of the cornet, and the rounded bread part is separated from the chocolate cream at the tip. Because the cornet is placed at the end of the lowered arm, it becomes a clear small detail that completes the movement of the upper body. On the back side, a small white ribbon is attached near the waist. The center knot and the two short ends create a small accent on the back of the uniform. The lower body is centered on the pink skirt. The skirt spreads out from the waist, and vertical folds run down toward the hem. Around the waist, the skirt sits under the white edge of the top, so the white upper layer and the pink lower layer overlap clearly. The skirt also tilts with the angle of the body. Because of that tilt, the lower half has movement even before looking at the legs. The hem spreads outward with a wavy edge. Several thin white lines run along the hem, creating a clean border around the skirt. These lines make the edge of the skirt easy to follow from the front to the back side. The skirt is not just a simple round shape. Its tilted angle, wide spread, and wavy edge all help show the motion of the pose. The legs extend from under the skirt with a clear change from skin to brown socks. One leg reaches toward the front, while the other moves toward the back side. This gives the lower body a wide angle that matches the movement of the upper body. The socks begin below the knees, and the color change creates a simple, readable boundary. The feet are finished with brown loafers. The top of each shoe has a raised band-like part across the instep, and the soles have a small step around the outer edge. Because of this, the change from leg to sock to shoe can be followed in order. On the back side, the long blue hair overlaps the lower body and flows behind the skirt. The hair curves around the legs and spreads near the lower ends, working together with the tilted skirt to create movement through the lower half of the figure. This figure is approximately 17 centimeters tall. That's about 6.7 inches. For size comparison, here's a 350 milliliter can. That's about 12 ounces in the US. Overall, Konata Izumi by FuRyu stands out because this figure combines her familiar school uniform look, a bright expression, long flowing blue hair, a chocolate cornet, and an energetic pose that guides the eye across the whole piece. The face leaves a cheerful first impression. The large green eyes, the small black beauty mark, and the open mouth all work together to make the expression easy to understand at a glance. The simple rounded mouth also connects well with the raised arm, so the upper part of the figure feels lively from the very beginning. The hair adds a lot of movement around that expression. The front strands frame the face, the short strand at the top forms a large loop, and the long back hair flows down behind the body. Because the back hair continues toward the lower half, the movement does not stop around the head. It carries the eye downward and helps connect the face, the body, and the pose. The upper body works well because the outfit parts are easy to follow. The white top, pink collar, chest ribbon, and striped cuffs are separated clearly, and the raised arm gives the upper half a strong upward direction. The lowered arm leads to the chocolate cornet, which becomes a small but memorable detail at the end of the pose. The rounded bread part and chocolate cream are easy to read, so the accessory adds character without distracting from the uniform. The lower body continues that same energy through the tilted skirt and the open leg position. The skirt spreads outward with a wavy hem, and the thin white lines along the edge make its shape easy to see. The brown socks and loafers finish the legs in a simple way, while the long blue hair behind the skirt adds more motion from the back. The skirt's angle and wide spread are especially important because they make the pose feel active even in the lower half. What makes the figure especially effective is how the pose, skirt, and hair all work together. The eye can move from the face to the raised hand, down through the ribbon and skirt, and then toward the chocolate cornet and the flowing hair. Because of that, fans of Lucky Star or Konata Izumi will likely enjoy this piece very much. Collectors who like school uniform figures, energetic poses, long flowing hair, and small food accessories should also find it a very satisfying addition. That's it for this video. If there's any part of the figure you liked, feel free to leave a comment and share your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.